rounds here at Brooklyn PowCon.
Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen, thanks for coming on.
No, thanks for having us, man.
Introduce yourselves to the rest of the world.
I am the one, the only, and as he likes to say, everyone's talking black guy, Alex A-Town Ryan. What's up, everyone?
It's everyone's favorite talking black guy. Come on, we have to get it right. And it's Mr. Malave, a.k.a. Matthew Malave, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here at PowCon, and it's going to be a good one.
This is a crossover that we've talked about many times.
Yes.
And look, it just happened.
It started last year, as a matter of
Yes.
fact.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Years of being on the other side of the camera, watching.
It took 2 years. I didn't actually have to go into your basement.
That's
You know what? I
It's
think she
haunted.
was scared of the basement. That's what
It's
it was.
haunted. You should be scared of it. Don't, but midnight's fine. 3 a.m. and onward is just.
Well,
It's, the clock stops at
I've
like
seen it
3:02.
with like all those figures around. Yeah, it can induce a lot of things.
That's just the nerdism. Forget when the ghost comes out.
I gotta get the folks out by my way in Stanford that there are ghost hunters to come out and.
No, I don't want to piss it off. We have a good working relationship right now.
Yes, work.
I leave the basement by 2 a.m. That's it.
I know the Warren family. You want me to go over there? They can exorcise the demons.
I mean, maybe, but like I said, if it gets pissed off, they had some problems with a couple of demons.
Yeah,
so like,
sure.
if I piss it off, I don't want to come all the way upstairs
That's true.
to the penthouse. So
That's where the magic happens.
yeah, that's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Not a lot of magic though. It's more like to be a rabbit out of the hat at best.
It's more like illusions. It's more like card tricks, you know?
So, boys, we met last year at Brooklyn PowCon.
Yes.
You guys were running around with the championship belt,
Yes, we
asking
did.
everybody who they had, who would win in a fight.
Yep.
Now, this new one that you guys got going on is like champions of the music industry.
Oh, so it's actually best NYC musicians that are alive.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can't pick the biggies. You
Right.
can't pick Tupac. You know,
Okay.
like, no, it has to be alive. Those legends.
So so like we picked our 8. I got 8, he had 8, and we broke it down, and it ended up with, funny enough, our first picks. He
Yeah.
had picked Jay-Z, I had picked Billy Joel. So that is who we brought here: Jay-Z versus Billy Joel.
Yes, but we had a whole
Those are like
bracket.
polar opposite. I saw the bracket. I
Yes.
couldn't wait to ask you guys. About
Yeah, yeah.
But
Alicia
man,
Keys was
Jay-Z
on
versus
there.
Billy Joel.
Yes.
And it's best New York City musician. It is
Reps.
the heavyweight.
Who is New York? Who is the...
Okay, Billy Joel, I'm gonna have to say is more Long Island. If you've ever done a concert, it's like all of Long Island is in there. And I call my friends like, "Hey, the guy who wants to sit down and talk."
But I mean, if Uptown Girl is to be believed, he clearly likes to date women from Uptown Manhattan.
Well, that's a fine, because he can get there quicker than anywhere else from Long Island.
You know,
Have you been on the Long Island Drive?
Yes, and that was like 3 weeks ago, and I don't want to talk about it.
I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I want to give it to Billy Joel because he's been around longer.
Yeah.
But the Brooklyn in me, I got to stay with Brooklyn, man. I'm giving it to Jigga. I gotta do it. It's-
My thing is, I'm a longtime Billy Joel fan, so I gotta give it to Billy.
Split
I mean,
down the middle.
guy is on his, like, what, 75th, 76th?
I'm saying.
He did get
saying.
Claudia Schiffer, though. I mean,
I'm saying.
respect.
I'm saying.
You let it go, stupidly, Billy.
Yeah, come on. I mean, with all due respect, like, honestly, Billy Joel is the only one to have a residency in Madison Square Garden.
And he's
True.
still playing.
Yeah.
Sold, sells out.
And he sells out all the time.
Should through June.
Yeah.
Because he's doing one like on my mom's birthday,
Yes.
and we're debating getting her tickets, never mind seen it.
The fact that you have to, like, it's still in the conversation, and most people say, like, older generation, but still young people, too. It's still,
I mean,
all
but-
I
good.
saw him in Philly last summer, and it was definitely intergenerational. Like, you've got parents bringing their kids, and the place is packed.
Yeah.
And he still, at 70, puts on an amazing, amazing show.
Yeah, for sure. For
So
sure.
how did you guys get started taking like the quintessential geek argument of who would win in a fight and making it into second rounds? How did this begin?
Well, all right. Well, it started with, of course, Miss So Smooth. Who's in
With an
the-
idea.
With an idea. It started with an idea. And so, because we always watch, like, the superpower beatdown and the death battles. So these are arguments and conversations we have all the time.
We always
What-
just
what
like,
made it
oh,
our
who
thing
would
was that we didn't just want to always have it just 2-on-2. We wanted to really say you have to earn that top spot of the conversation. So we did it like NCAA tournament brackets.
Yes.
So we
And
we
we're all-
draft.
yeah.
So we could fight over. Oh, I want that character. We set standards, so it's always no gods, and they have to be able to be beaten in a fight. Those two simple,
And no help.
No help.
There's no help.
But those simple little things can get very complicated based on canon. So we always said wherever they originally canonly came from. So you can't say Spider-Man from the animated series in 90s. No, it has to be
It's from
Comics.
1963.
comics
Spider-Man.
Yes.
and whatever his story has taken on from that point. So I think what makes it different is the guidelines we add on to it, so it's not
The rules,
all
yeah.
over the place. There's rules staying. You got to stick by the rules, and of course, when we do the breakdowns, you can open any type of argument, but it has to be something that either happened before or have seen been done, where you can put it in your argument. So you can't just say, "Well, what if he did?" No,
He
no,
can
no,
create
no,
a black
there's no
hole.
way.
Has
Yes,
he done
yes,
it yet?
yes.
You know, like
Right.
Yeah.
it's all about
Not
the
does
subtext.
he have potentially this power?
Yeah.
Where has he proven
Yeah.
that he has done this?
Where is the subtext that goes to show that he has this power and he has done this before?
Right.
You know, and in the bracket style, we actually had another rule when we first started with movies, TVs, video games, and comic books.
Yes.
Right? And we each, 4 from each, 16-man bracket, and we all love sports too, so we kind of had a little inspiration from the NCAA bracket, March Madness,
Yeah.
you know, and we go on our show, we all break it down, we have votes, and then the person that comes out as the winner is the representative to the con. So we did that for his bracket, we did that for my bracket, and now we come here and we see the people and we ask them. And now it's out of our hands now, you know, and that's the fun part about
We've
it.
done our part. Now let's have the fans do that.
And there are times when we do like interviews, like one-on-one, like I'm talking to you, we'll go on camera and you tell me who you have, and then we do silent votes. So what we've been doing for the
just
last
started
6 months, we've been doing silent votes. It adds a little bit more like flair,
So
a
I
little
was
bit
like
more.
write in.
Write it in,
Write
put
it
it in
in,
the
put it in the
ballot,
box.
and then at the end of the day, we all read it
We're
out,
just sitting there.
and we're like,
nervous.
who the hell is gonna
I
win?
mean, I want to bring up something because I'm happy you're back here. You messed me up, sir.
I'm sorry. I know,
At New York,
You're still holding a grudge.
I'm holding a grudge because when I saw the video, because we don't see it until after the fact.
Right.
I'm like, this son of a bitch. Because when
You can say this
yes,
motherfucker.
yeah, this motherfucker. See? 'Cause-
I was wondering.
And it's funny because I fought for you. I fought for your vote to be
No,
included.
he was like, "We gotta wait for
we
him.
gotta wait for
We're
Pete.
gonna
we
wait
gotta wait
for
for
him."
Pete.
And
So
you-
we go through it. I lost
I
like
want to
2
give you a
votes.
hand because you, sir,
I'm
put the
sorry.
nail in the coffin for
Yo,
him.
so I had Broly, he had Scarlet Witch, we had Goku, and then we had the Hulk. So it was the Hulk, we knew Hulk was out. So we're going down to it, and they keep saying Scarlet Witch, Scarlet Witch. I'm like, oh, he's out. It's gonna be me and Tom, Broly versus Goku on the last day. And then all we hear is Broly, Broly, and Broly. I'm like, what the fuck?
And then I gotta come in and be like, I don't really know who this cat is.
Broly. And then I was like, that's funny.
Thank
But
you,
he was
sir.
like, you know what? It is what it is. You got your vote representative. I am now here taking this guy on for the #1 contendership
Yes.
to face Tommy as
Right.
the champion.
Right. And the belt that he has, he didn't even want to bring it today. He's just like, you know what? It's not about me today. It's about you guys. And I was just like, you know what? You're drunk with power, man. You are drunk with power. But yeah, man, that's what we love to do. We love to talk to the people, and we bring some uniqueness, and we want to hear from you
5
guys.
years strong, sir.
You know, and we've been in this game for about 5 years, and we have about 180 episodes, right?
Yes,
Around there.
185, yeah.
So yeah, we go. We record every Thursday, and we're completely no filter, and we talk about everything and everything, anything and everything. And this Who You Got challenge is actually we're expanding. This is why we did music now, because before it was just
comics,
all
yeah,
comics,
right.
movies, pop culture. But no, we're going into music now. We're going into everything. We
Like
had
a
it.
little bit of inspiration from like Celebrity Beatdown or
Yeah,
something. like that.
yeah. So I did an episode of a Who You Got challenge where I picked 8 Halloween episodes of like a sitcom, and we broke that down. And Boy Meets World won.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the parody of the Scream
Yes.
episode.
Good episode.
Amazing. So yeah, we're just anything that comes to our mind, we're just trying to go and do it.
Or creepy ass Halloween episodes from the 80s. I mean, Garfield still scares the shit out of me to this day. The Pirate Ghost fucked me up in the head.
Yes. You know what? I didn't even think of that. You know?
My therapist.
Yo,
It still
you know,
haunts you, doesn't it?
Fucking on the subject that people talk about there, I see this shit on Instagram. Y'all remember Superman 3? Not the best movie in the world.
Yeah.
But tell me it wasn't traumatizing.
It was
when
pretty
the girl
scary.
got thrown into the supercomputer and the thing was like,
Whoa, oh God, my skin,
Yes.
my skin. I remember because I have a thing. I guess it's a fear. I didn't even know it was. I looked up. It's called tryptophoria. So it's like Anything that like anything skin was like, yeah. So
Gives you goosebumps.
Yo, so when I remember, and I don't remember much about Superman thing, I do remember that scene where she gets caught up in the thing, and like you said, it gets on, and she starts crawling out, and you see
like,
Richard
it's like
Pryor running
melting
for his
over.
life,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Ridiculous.
oh, it's all, and I'm like, I don't need to see this. I'm good. So I don't even remember Superman because
That's
one
traumatizing.
scene, it traumatized
For the
shit
80s, that
out
is
of
some
me.
good makeup art.
Oh,
Like,
no,
that's-
man. I got the
80s
bumps,
did not
man.
give a fuck about your feelings.
They didn't care. They're like, we're gonna have your whole face just melt,
But they
and your
toughened
eyes
you
pop
up.
out.
Yes.
Did.
Yes.
Oh, it's like,
Cartoons. There was not a parent to be alive in an 80s kids cartoon.
No.
freaking all dogs go to heaven. It's
All
traumatic.
those go to heaven is traumatized.
Yo,
First of
that
all,
should
that
not be a
I
kid's
can't,
movie.
I can't watch that movie because it gets me sad. Even from when I was a kid to now, I can't do it.
They
I
made
can't
him
do it.
drunk and they killed him. A dog. Like they made a car run him off. Like what?
Fucking Land Before Time.
That's it.
I
Beautiful
defy you.
mom.
How did you deal with this?
Yeah.
Like it was no like, but I remember especially like that line of movies. They were so against being like Disney that because it was Blumhouse.
Yes.
So, yeah. John
Yes.
Blue. Yeah.
That was before
Yeah,
DreamWorks,
so,
right?
yeah, it was right before. They were the original
But
trying to
didn't
fight
they
Disney.
like merge with someone else and then create DreamWorks from there?
No,
Like,
no.
No, they broke up.
He just broke up.
And I'm drinking, so
Yeah.
somebody's going to fact check me.
Yeah.
For sure. They broke off from
They
Disney
broke off.
in the
Okay.
80s.
Yeah,
Okay.
all their animators was like, we're leaving.
Yes.
And they did their own thing. So they were fighting for a while, but Disney would always come out with the heavy hits. But they would always be like right behind it.
Not until the late 80s, because that's when the quote-unquote Disney Renaissance
Renaissance,
started
yeah.
with Little Mermaid in 89.
Now there's a second round for real. Like 80s cartoon characters, but not superhero characters, not like He-Man,
Yeah.
but like Littlefoot versus
like children's animated movie characters.
Littlefoot versus Fievel.
That can work. Who would win? Who would win?
Littlefoot.
I think Littlefoot could crush him, but he's got to get a hold of him
Yes,
first.
true.
Yeah,
Fievel's
yeah, he
not
definitely
this
does.
big. That'd be like
Fievel
running
has-
up an elephant's trunk or
Yeah,
something.
that is true.
Fievel has speed.
Fievel made it all the way from Europe here,
That's true.
and then he went west.
Yes.
Why? No one knows.
Money.
You know what?
And
I'm
we
going
can find
west.
our
Dude.
fortune.
Yo, we are getting ready to judge a cosplay contest.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure you guys follow Second Rounds, as literally Second Rounds on Instagram,
2ND rounds, baby.
Facebook,
Yep.
Twitter.
Everything is 2ND rounds.
They keep it nice and simple.
Yep.
Easy to figure out.
And if it weren't for PowCon, we never would have met. So if
we
you're
did
in the neighborhood, make sure you get the book from PowCon. This
Yep.
is an awesome show. It's an old school Comic Con, just
Yep.
like you miss. The days of NYCC and the SDCC, those are great. But man, you don't get to enjoy yourself like you
just
do
walk
You
here.
can talk to the artists. You can talk to the celebrities. You can actually, it's intimate.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Like they are like, you need your Baby Yoda stuff. There are people here that got you.
There's a lot of Baby Yoda. And Mandalorian. I've seen a lot of Mandalorian
I
stuff.
saw Untitled Goose Game, which
Yes.
makes my little game
Yes.
happy.
And there's like, I can buy a PS2 right now if I wanted to. It's right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy something. I would.
I seen a Starscream Toys R Us special. I'm like, I need that.
Yeah.
I need that in my life.
See what happens?
Yeah.
They take all our money.
But you never find stuff like that at
No.
NYCC. Like this is that intimate convention where you're like, oh snap, I need that. Like
Right.
I love the little
And you
vendors
can
and the deals.
and you can talk to the vendors like, really, guy?
like, yo,
Let's
what's
talk
the
about
best you
this.
can do on that?
Take a little.
Not in NYCC. They're like, oh, that's $200.
Because the boots cost them like $25,000. I wouldn't bargain with you either.
Because they're bigger than your apartment.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the.
Found some interesting things at cons. Like, did you know that Marvel did Doctor Who comics back in the 70s?
I did know that.
Wow.
Actually.
Yeah,
When I first got into Doctor Who, I found that out.
I found in the 70s they did like 4 weeks of the Doctor Who comics from Marvel, and I found that at Big Apple Con last year. I was like, holy crap, it might be a ton bigger.
Speaking of who, even though that's a whole other conversation, I just before we go real quick, what do you think about the new season? With the new,
I'm not up there.
Okay,
this,
so far I'm loving it.
okay.
Chris Chibnall has been on the record and has said
Yeah.
he's leaning hard into Who mythology, which
Yeah.
he didn't do last year.
Yeah, that's why I was
And I
out of
can
it.
understand that because you're introducing a new doctor,
Yeah.
and you want to bring on fans at an equal playing level. I'm fine with that because one of the biggest things that scares folks off from getting involved in any sort of fandom is endless continuity.
Huge.
But
And I
when-
mean that's long. So.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of continuity with Doctor Who.
I gotta catch
But
up.
he is starting to really lean into the history. I'm going to throw the cheese down. Spoilers: the Master is
Master-
back. Master's back, but
Awesome.
But we don't know. We don't know where.
Which one? Is it before Missy? Is it after Missy? It's a lot.
Now, I heard an interesting fan theory on the internet that could this be a split personality of the Doctor? And I'm sort of like,
That's
Jodie Whittaker has got on the record and said, no, she does not think that's the case.
Yeah.
I like how she doesn't think it, like she don't know. They keep her.
Yeah, no, well, yeah.
There's not going to be a lot of the historical episodes this year like you had with Rosa Parks, although which I say after last week we had Nikola Tesla, played by a dude who replaced George Clooney on ER. But the rumor is this week we do get another classic character back, which I'm excited about.
I'm gonna check it out.
sweet.
Barrett.
That's awesome.
I
gotta
hoping
catch up.
that there is a little more crossover with the comics. The Doctor Who comics with Titan now are actually doing a storyline with 13 means 10. So Jodie Whittaker means Data 10.
It's if he comes back. He's so.
I want to see that.
Ooh.
I want to see that on screen. I think that is going to be great, especially if you are going to, again, lean hard into that new mythology.
Yeah. Wow, they're getting in depth with this,
Have
and
you
I
done
love
the
it.
second rounds of Doctor Who yet?
They're not ready.
Now,
for that.
I am
That's
not
for
caught
the
up on the
elite.
Doctor Who wagon
You
right
gotta get
now,
on
but
that because
That is.
I hear a lot of good
even
things.
just the modern series is good.
Yes.
But that's a discussion for another
Yeah,
time.
that's why-
Right,
yeah.
right.
I've been told there are streaming services now that are bringing back the classic 1963 to 89
I saw that.
series.
Oh, nice.
If you want to see really bad stuff.
I can't get into that.
I like bad sci-fi. I'm a fan of some cheese, you know, like some
And there's
cheesiness,
another
you
one
know?
for you. Sci-fi monsters.
Ooh.
Three-headed shark.
Yes.
Five-headed shark.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why they
Sharktopus.
Sharktopus.
This is the first
Direct to
of many
DVD.
collaborations between Second Round
Yes.
and Pete's Basement. Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
So before
Enjoy
we
the
go,
rest
what
of
we
the
do
show.
on second rounds, right? We when we all agree on something, and I'm pretty sure we all agree on Palcom being amazing,
Yes.
Pete's Basement being amazing, and thank you for having us on there. We like to say we give it a second round all around. So if you all agree with me, we're gonna put our glasses up, and we'll say that Palcom gets a second round all
Second
around.
round, all around.
All right.
Salud.
Cheers. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the show. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bang.
Bang.
Love it. All right.
What's up, everybody? Hold on.
Be careful.
The old flask out of the back pocket. Fuck my liver.
I don't have a drink. I
It's
did
a
not.
socially acceptable time for drinking, everybody.
Yeah, it really is. It's
And in the
afternoon. We're
Yep,
good.
yep.
We have a very strict afternoon rule.
And in this crossover, we're gonna cheers.
We are
Cheers,
definitely-
messenger.
Salud.
Cheers.
Phone.
Whoa. Hey, listen, without you, none of this would be happening right now because you got the hot spot.
This is- yeah.
You got the best cheers in the group.
Oh yeah.
What's up, everybody? Pete from the basement here at Brooklyn PowCon. We're here with R.C. Young, the creator of The Witchman. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on. So tell us a little bit about this.
So, Witchman is a series I've been doing for 10 years. It's a superhero story set in a medieval fantasy world. I wanted to combine my two favorite genres, superheroes and fantasy. It's a story about a man with fire magic, and he's trying to track down and destroy goblins that represent the 7 deadly sins.
So are there just 7 specific goblins with these powers?
Yeah, they're behind you actually.
Okay. And how did they get released from like a dark dimension?
So they've always kind of existed in this world, and basically what happens is that people who just commit a lot of a certain type of sin sort of slowly become a goblin,
Okay.
and then whoever, eventually one of them becomes like the leader, and that's like the main one.
So that's who he's trying to track down.
Yeah.
So nobody's bothered to do this beforehand. This dude is taking it upon himself.
Okay, so in this universe, you can destroy the goblins and they're gone, but eventually they remanifest.
Because the humans will continue to sin.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so you've been at this for 10 years.
Yeah.
How did you get started on it?
I got started, I have a background in animation. I was working in Los Angeles as an animator, and I liked my job, but I also had a need to tell my own stories, and doing it in comic book form was the easiest way for me to be able to do that. It was just something that I did like every morning before I went to work. I just would do like a couple hours, and over the course of half a year you end up with a book, and it's just something that I've moved around the country a bunch since then, and this has always been like kind of my constant, something that I could always wake up and do no matter what else I'm doing with my life at the time.
So, with a background in animation, did you draw all of these as well?
Yeah. And most people note that my artistic style in my comics still has very much an animation feel to it.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, how many volumes do we have here?
So I have 10 issues out right now. I'm working on issue 11 at home. And my current 10 issues are also collected in 2 hardcover trades.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how can people find that?
You can find it on my Etsy shop. It's called Witchman Comics. You could also go to witchmancomic.com is my online website.
Now, you also have a coloring book here?
I do. I have several other books as well.
Okay. What we got?
I have a coloring book. It was Dungeons and Dragons inspired. Basically what I did is every day for 40 days, I rolled a random character and I just kind of designed a character based off of whatever I rolled that day.
When you say I rolled a random character, you were talking about Dungeons and Dragons-esque rolls, right?
Yes, yeah, sort of. I just kind of rolled whatever random race, random class. And some people who play like to use my book as as a base drawing to kind of design their own character. Mm-hmm. This is my latest book. What I did is I researched mermaid mythology from all around the world, and so this is a collection of art and facts based off of the myths from around the world.
Wow, that's really fantastic. Did you draw that as well?
This one I did draw, yes. And then I have one more book.
Okay.
This one is a graphic novel. This one I collaborated with my sister, Carla Wasgala. She's an artist. She's a watercolor artist. So she did all the art in here.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
You basement folks know how I feel about watercolor.
It's a Beauty and the Beast inspired story, but it's different. The whole story is contained in one book.
That's really fantastic. And all of these are available on your website?
Yeah, all of them are on my Etsy shop, Witchman Comics. And you could also follow Hidden Door Comics on Instagram to specifically look into this book.
Ah, well, fantastic. I am going to pick up at least one of these, probably the first volume, so I can get a chance to read it. And I might actually have to pick up a book for my niece because I think she might like the coloring book.
Yeah.
Rachel, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you.
We're having fun at PowCon. We wish you were here. We'll see you next year. What's up, everybody? Pete from the basement here at Brooklyn's PowCon. We're here with Doom Smith Art. Been a fan of the show for a long time. We've been dying to get him on. He is a talented ass motherfucker. Dude, this is the guy who gave me the Thanos piece with the middle finger that's popping up on screen for y'all right now. I got that right behind all of my Avengers pieces. Doom, man, thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.
So, how long have you been drawing?
I got into it late, actually. I started drawing like 8 or 9, and it was like mostly like cartoons, you know, like what I watch on TV or whatever. And then it really took hold when I played hooky from school with my first best friend. Mm-hmm. Westside Comics on 86 between Amsterdam and Columbus. We went there, and then that was it for me.
So once you saw the medium, it was like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
It was like, I'm hooked, whatever it is, I'm in. And then over the years, things that I've been exposed to kind of like nudged me along that path.
What's your preferred medium of choice? I know you got a lot of different stuff over on the table here.
I keep it simple, like in the beginning, and I let it evolve, like, regular pencil and paper. Over the years, I've been trying to find cheap ways to, like, get stuff like, that I use a lot. Like, for instance, like color pencils, like, like non-repro blue, that kind of bullshit. But I was like, that gets a little pricey, so I try to find like cheaper alternatives or whatever. And my latest one, I actually took a Bic 4 color pen. Now they have the pencil option. I put the fucking colored lead in it.
I remember having them when I was a kid, and like you were the epitome of cool if you had one of them 5-click pens.
Yeah, I know, right? It was just like, my girlfriend showed it to me one day. So now it's got a pencil option. I was like, get the fuck out of here. And she says, no, look, here, I got you like 3 of them. Here you go.
See, we were children of the 80s. This was the coolest thing in the world when we were kids.
Yeah, you could like flip back and forth between colors. And then I've been like fucking around with like doing like ball pen art,
So you've had published work as well. Tell us about that.
I did a couple pieces for Unstoppable, one of which got turned into a trading card, actually.
That's fantastic. Which character was that?
Miss Freedom.
Awesome. And where can people find your stuff?
You can find a lot of it on IG, because that's where I post mainly, Doom Smith Art.
And you do commissions too, right?
Yes, I do.
So if he was to hit you up, like the price varies, I would guess, like depending on what they want. Give us like a general rundown.
Well, general rundown, I try to work with people's budgets, all right? But generally, like something like this, or something like this, I'll probably charge you maybe $50. At most, maybe 75, depending on how difficult. But that's not even like set in stone for me. Because like I said, I know we're not all made of money.
Right.
And I do try to work with people. But, then again, I don't want to be treated like a chump either.
Certainly not. And you should be paid for your work because artists should be compensated.
Right.
That's always a thing. Like, don't cheap out when it comes to artists. They're working for their bread too. Everybody got to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
I might actually have to commission you on some shit because I have had an idea that I'm not telling any of you about because I don't want none of you stealing my idea. I know how you work. I have an idea for a set of variant covers, like sketch covers. So I think the only way to do it is to, besides having my favorite superheroes on the covers, is to also have me on the covers.
Right, fuck it.
So I think I might have to do myself from all of my talented ass friends, like this gentleman right here. We gotta get you on the program regular soon, man. Thank you for coming.
All right, man. No problem. No problem.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
No problem.
We'll see you soon. Brooklyn PowCon in the house. What's up, everybody? Pete from the basement over here in Artist Alley at Brooklyn PowCon. We're here with Dan Connor. He is the illustrator of many of your favorite 80s cartoon series. He's got Spider-Man, he's got Transformers, he's got He-Man, he's got G.I. Joe, Voltron, both the car and the Lions. So obviously, I enjoyed myself over at his booth. Dan, thanks for coming on the program, man.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
And thank you for letting me not interrupt you while you're drawing Prowl over here, one of my favorite Transformers, one of your favorites as well.
Absolutely. He's Prowl and Optimus are kind of my two all-time favorite Autobots.
Now, you've had a lot of success drawing the Transformers in the past. Tell us about that.
Well, I grew up with them. I was a child of the 80s, so I've been drawing them for a really long time, and I just continue to do it.
Do you find mechs are more difficult to draw, like keeping everything in perspective, keeping it boxy but human at the same time?
I guess I've done it so many times, it doesn't really bother me that much in most cases. I know where a lot of people have problems with it, but it's not that different from drawing people. You just have to remember the details of what you're drawing. Having a lot of reference comes in very handy when you're drawing Transformers to make it pretty accurate if you can. But if you could draw people, I don't think drawing robots is all that difficult. You just have to be really patient.
Do you have a favorite Decepticon that you draw?
I'm more of an Autobot guy. Probably Megatron's pretty easy. He's an easy one with his big bucket helmet, so I'll probably go for Megatron.
I was always the guy that rooted for the villains. I used to root for Bluto because I felt Olive Oil got Popeye. Like, I got Bluto in trouble all too often. I used to root for Shredder because I thought he had the more badass outfit compared to just the Ninja Turtles. You know, it's like, all right, whatever. I mean, the purple, the silver, it worked.
No, it does. It does.
I didn't really root for Skeletor, though.
The whole purple and blue thing going on for the 80s bad guys, it's a good motif. It's a good look.
This is one of the most classic images. You've got pretty much all of the classic bad guys, but I have to say there's one guy missing that I would like to see in there that I don't feel gets enough of play, and I don't know if you ever watched the cartoon Dungeons and Dragons back in the early 80s. There was Venger, voiced by Peter Cullen.
He was really, that was him. I remember Tiamat more than Venger, but yeah, okay, all right, cool.
So I think maybe if I'm trying to like send the alpha waves into your head at the next show, I might be interested in a print of maybe Venger versus Tiamat or something like that. That would be dope.
Oh, yeah. It's a good idea.
I also would, speaking of ideas, like the classic scene, since you like Megatron so much, I'm going to amp it up one to Galvatron and do the death scene of, like, I'm imagining Galvatron in the foreground shooting Starscream disintegrating in the background.
You're the second person this weekend that's asked me about that. Actually, somebody was asking me for a print of, do you just have Galvatron shooting Starscream? So, I've never heard of it before, but that's
It's one of the most classic scenes. Megatron, is that you? Here's a hint.
It's a good scene.
I just love the line. It's so good.
Yeah, it is.
I actually have picked up 3 prints from Dan so far. We've got Bumblebee and Spider-Man in the classic homage to Todd McFarlane. We've got Storm Shadow and versus Snake Eyes, of course. And just one of the coolest tributes to every 80s character I've ever seen popping up on screen for you right now is G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man. I love the fact that you've got Sergeant Slaughter in there. Now, he was one of my favorite Joes. He was one of my favorite wrestlers, and I don't feel he gets enough of play because everybody's always like, oh, Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. And like, I'm one to complain like I'm wearing a stupid tattoo.
Well, that one I can't really take credit for because that one was a commission.
Okay.
And the guy who commissioned it, wanted Sergeant Slaughter punching Zartan, which he did in the comics, actually, in the original Larry Hama comics. So I had no problem with that. That totally worked out for me. So, and I do get a lot of Joe Sergeant Slaughter fans, so hopefully they'll dig it.
That's awesome. Did you ever get to meet the Sarge?
I don't think I did, no. I've seen him, I know he's been at a million cons I've been to, but whenever I'm at a show, I'm usually basically anchored here the entire show.
Right.
So I go a lot of places, but I see very little.
Well, Dan, thank you for taking the time to be with us. I wish you lots of luck at the rest of the show.
Thank you.
And thank you for the awesome prints, man. I love them.
You're very
and
welcome.
I will definitely be coming back for more.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys. Brooklyn PowCon. Wish you were here. What's up, everybody? Pete from the basement here at Brooklyn PowCon. We're here with George Burns, just like the actor, but spelled a little differently.
A little differently.
You are the creator of Game of Ham.
The game of hating all mankind.
So this is a little like you said, Cards Against Humanity meets what?
Yeah, this game is like Cards Against Humanity meets Sorry, but darker.
Okay.
And the way it works is like Cards Against Humanity, you got your question cards and you got your answer cards.
Okay, so we got what brought peace to the Middle East, and an answer card might be Donald Trump masturbating to a homemade porn of himself. That's graphic.
Or you got this one here, which is a little bit
What do we got this? What increases life expectancy and unsuccessful suicide? Well, that's true.
It is true, objectively speaking.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Yeah, it's a little darker than Cards Against Humanity.
All right.
And the way it works is like Cards Against Humanity, you got the questions and answers, and when you win the question cards, you get to move forward on the board we got here. And whenever someone lands on one of the spots, they get a different ability card. Things like switch cards in your hand, play twice in a round, force people to sit out, or force the judge to pick a different card.
So it's like a little sprinkling of Uno to go along with it.
Yep, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic, whatever you want to call it, your trap cards. And there's also 50 plus optional rules, including drinking, smoking, and punishing your friend rules. And one of the really cool things about this game is you could actually go on our website where you could create your own content, which you could then share to our online community or print out and put directly into your game.
So, like, if I come up with some other crazy shit, I can just post it out there.
Exactly,
And
think of it like YouTube.
Not only can I use it and print it out, but everybody else can do it.
If you want it that way, you could make it private too.
Okay.
So you could do it just for you, or you could do it for the world. And steal things from the other people as well.
I find I would want to share my craziness with the world.
There you go. There you go. And that's what you got to do. Because I'm very inspired by, have you ever heard of Sandbox?
Yes, yes.
So this is very much a sandbox type game. That's why there's so many different rules. You can play with just the board, and you can play with just the cards, and of course the main way, which is the two together.
Explain to me a little bit about the board, which is popping up on screen for you guys right now. What's with the red square, the red circles,
sure.
the green squares? There's numbers and
Yeah.
shit.
So, like I said, whenever you win the gray card, you move forward on the board. Start and finish.
Okay.
And as you land on the spots, you get the abilities that correspond
Okay.
to the different colors.
And there's little pictures, little hams.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there's a little bit of a memory component, which is why all of them have white backs. So as people start collecting them, you got to remember what they have, or it could come back and bite you in the ass.
Right.
And there's a bunch of other stuff as well. Like, you could also counter people's abilities. It gets really crazy.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's more or less the idea. It took 2 years to make this game. It took 4,000 cards. And we actually got a lot of different YouTubers covering it now online. And in its first year alone, we're already in 22 states, which we're excited about.
Well, now you got one more YouTuber covering it, because I want to play this, like, on the show. Here's my question. How can I incorporate getting really drunk into this?
There's 2 pages for that.
No way!
At the very end, you got the drinking, smoking, and the punishment rules are right there too. But everything from this point on is just optional rules.
Okay.
Sandbox. Endless possibilities.
All right, this is now, where can people find this game?
Yeah, we offer it at trade shows, obviously. You can find it at a bunch of stores. But you could also just go to our website, gameofham.com.
Well, that's easy enough.
Gameofham.com.
All right.
You go
and
to
how much is it?
It's $40. At the convention, we have a special deal, but yeah.
Well, I'm going to pick up one of these because I want to play it on the show, and we're going to film it for all of you out there so you can see how much fun and insane the basement is getting with it. And we're going to have that on a future episode.
Well,
Okay,
thank
George-
you.
George, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Lots of luck. Have fun at Brooklyn PowCon. We hope to see you guys here next year. Pete's Basement is copyrighted 2020. Ripped Productions. All rights reserved, so go fuck yourself.